Hi there. Happy Monday. I'm plugged in, I'm mic'd up, I'm ready to go. And I don't know. I'll just wait. I'm going to have a little sip of my refreshing beverage. Ooh, bubbles are always the right choice for a refreshing beverage. I'm Loopy. I'm on day 6655443. Really? 7. I'm on day 7. Today's day 7 of 12 days of steroids. Hey, it's like the 12 days of Christmas. I'm so clever. Yeah. And I'd like to find out what not having steroids in my system is like again, because hi Marilyn, because it's really crazy. Yeah, so anyway, I'm less itchy. I'm still itchy. It flares up at night. It flares up if I, like, you just saw me scratch my head, so now I'll be scratching my head. Yeah, so I had a contact dermatitis reaction thingy 7-ish days ago, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've got, hi Jane. I've got, I'll just, we don't have to talk about my itchy. See, everything looks better. It's still, there's still dry and red, and my hands look old again, so, yay, never try to make your hands look young with old products. But, yeah, dermatologist appointment on Thursday, first ever, so see what happens there, and also with my primary care to follow up, so, I'll keep you posted. It's been a whole big ride. Interesting ride. So I went into work for a little bit today, and I went into work yesterday at the shop, Woven Art Yarn Shop in East Lansing. Yesterday was Sunday? It says today's Monday, so I guess so. It seems like it was a long time ago. Wow. See, Loopy. I actually taught 3 people. I taught 2 classes at the shop in person. One was kind of a general, I have questions, I need to know what to do to advance on my projects. And oh, by the way, I have these other questions, and what does this mean? And that's fun. So that was a good one. And that was followed by, they're supposed to be private lessons, but this was a pair of sisters who had made the same project and both wanted help finishing. So I got them started finishing, and they sat there and finished their projects. And then we started working on another project. Didn't get it done, but so that was fun. And that's what I want to do. That's the thing. I want to be helping people get things done and keep going and learn new things. So that was good. That was yesterday. And but I haven't been driving because, drugs. And so I chose not to take Benadryl in the morning yesterday. And I did okay driving, but I can tell that I'm not 100%. And when I left Woven Art to go, I hit the grocery store on the way home, and I was glad I had the cart to hang on to, because I was just like a zombie. And then I stopped at Rite Aid on the way home to pick up, I don't know, something to munch on. And I didn't bend over, but I what do you call it, squatted down to see something on a bottom shelf. It was deodorant. I'm looking for going back to the one with aluminum in it, because the one without aluminum in it just doesn't work as well, in my opinion. And they were on the bottom shelf, and I was trying to see what the they're not flavors, the scents were, and I couldn't see. So I crouched down, and then I lost my balance, and I was like teetering in my giant snow boots and my dress. And I was like, please don't let me fall over in Rite Aid right by the counter. And I didn't. I caught myself, but I was like, okay, maybe I'm not 100%. So today I went in the shop for a little bit, just a couple hours, and Kirsten rescued me. I came home, which, I mean, you know, I'll work up to it. And then Wednesday I'll be there for 6 hours, you know, 3 days before Christmas. So how bad can that be? But it takes a lot out of you. Hi, Diane. Yeah, so so 3 steroid pills, whatever, prednisone today, 2 tomorrow, 2 the next day, 1 and 1. And by then I'll have been to the other doctors. So way too much talk about that. But yowza, just loopy. Mostly I sit on the couch and I have things around me that I could do. And mostly I just sit on the couch and look at them. And then I look out the window and then I look at my phone and then I realize it's been another hour. And that's how my days have been going. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't fall too. It was mostly just losing my balance, not like passing out. But, you know, I don't need to be that white-haired lady falling over in the pharmacy. I just don't. And I wasn't even drinking, right? I was looking for deodorant. But I was like, you know, my skirt's going to hike up. And yeah, always try to be classy, never quite get there. So, I have things to show you. I don't think I'm going to stay on for a really long time because, you know, I need to spend the rest of my day staring at the window. But let me last night before I went to bed, I'm like, I'm going to write a couple things down to talk about tomorrow, which is today. And I did. Let me see if I can find them. And then I kept writing and I'm like, I have a lot that I could say. And it's no wonder that my, 30-minute Facebook Lives always take about an hour at least. So, I have a couple updates for you. I won't spend the whole... Did I tell you? I finally got my, here we go. Starsky sweater class up on my website. And I got my newsletter out, which is a big deal. That took me 2 days to do those things. I don't know what my website is. You know, I'm just going to go do it the old-fashioned way. I should just be able to type it in, but I can't. There we go. And then that, and then you, and then this. Hi, Fran. There. So there's my website, and I could be a little more. Just click on classes and click on, I know, the one that says Starsky. And then I also have my Zoom classes, online Zoom classes, which, duh. Holy cow, on that page. And then if you want woven art, I can do in person on Sundays there if you call in advance. No, that's not what it is either. I have zero retention on a good day, I have zero retention of URLs, but let me get these. Oh, here, let's just go right to the class page because it's a little... Okay, somewhere on this page. Nope. Not that page. Okay. All right, and there's woven art, and so I've got my Sunday classes there. So if you weren't here, I do have normally one-on-one classes at woven art now on Sundays, and filled 2 of those this past weekend. And then I also do a fit clinic, and I filled that the previous weekend, so that was fun. So those were in person, a little iffy because there were 2 sisters who wanted to share one private session, and we let them. That was fine. They were working on the exact same project. I just, with one, it's just 1 hour, so I want to make sure everybody gets enough attention. And one of them had just gotten off a plane, and when she said that, I looked up at her, and her mask was down below her nose, and I was like, okay. So I was still nervous, but she pulled her mask up, and it was all fine, and they got their projects done, so that was good. So that's in person, dabbling in person, and then the Zoom. And then I don't remember if I told you, I think I did, that I'm teaching for stitches. Let me find that one. Yeah, I think I went and found that link too, but I'll do it again. in January. And I'll just find my page because that's the most important thing, of course. There we go. There we go. Sarah Peasley. There we go. Okay. So this event is January It's in January 7th, 8th, and 9th. There we go. And I'm teaching those classes. And they're just on Zoom, just like the ones that, I mean, it's Zoom is Zoom and Wovenart is Wovenart. And I have 3 different things going on. Me, the shop, and Stitches. Diane's asking if you would call Wovenart on Sunday or call before Sunday. I should have words put somewhere. You should call before Sunday because I'm not going in if nobody's signed up. So for example, Saturday evening, I got an email from my Sarah Peasley hand knitter website, which has nothing to do with the shop. And it said, do you have an opening tomorrow for your sessions at Wovenart? And I said, yes, there's one at 2:00. And she said, okay, I'll come in. And I'm like, okay, great. But if she had waited to call the shop, I wouldn't have been there until 3:30 for the 3:30 people that were booked. So yeah, I need some notice to answer your question. I mean, I'm not that far away, but I might still be in my PJs, which I wouldn't because I walk the dog, and I don't walk the dog in my PJs unless it's really dark out. But you didn't hear me say that. I pretend I don't walk the dog in my PJs. I have neighbors who I don't think walk the dogs in their PJs, but I don't know, we could start a trend, right? So yeah, so that day before would be good. Yep. Thanks for asking. Yeah, and then what did that say? Did that say 7, 8, 9 for Stitches? And that's the one weekend one, and I have some good classes there. I don't know what they are right now. If you have any questions, you can ask me, and I can tell you what they are. Sarah, just look at the thing that you just linked to. Oh, it's hard. Did I tell you I'm loopy? Okay, go forward. So cables, blocking, cables, buttons and zippers. We'll make a little pouch thingy with a zipper and some buttons, and then weaving in ends. Excuse me. The cables is 2 sessions. We'll do back and forth rope cables the first session, and then we'll do, I don't know where we're gonna break it exactly, but traveling cables and in the round for the second session, something like that. But cables, lots of cables. And yeah, so that's teaching that's coming up. Oh, and I also put up on my website, sarahpeasley.com. If I had a light on, I could maybe see this. Let's turn on the... Oh, you know what? My picker-upper has a light on it. Remember my picker-upper? Yep, so if I can... Oh, it's not that bright. I'm looking for... What am I looking for? It's not very bright. Hold on. I'm not very bright. It's all not very bright. Oh boy. Okay. I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, so there's on my website there's a Fair Isle class, and it's a project class. And what you're going to make is either going to look like this. Well, your colors may vary. So this is It actually fits my iPad very nicely. So there you go. Or it can just be a bag. You know, you don't have to put your iPad in it. It can just be a bag. And it has corrugated rib, 2-color ribbing, and then it has X's and O's, and you would learn 2-color knitting and carrying colors and holding colors in 2 hands and color dominance and trapping your floats. You could also do the same thing. This is the same thing. Same thing without the drawstring, and you could just do one set of charts and then put a little bottom on it, and it could be a bowl to put things in, like your Fair Isle bag. So that's a class that starts January, also just a 2-session one on Zoom right here, just to make a fun thing. And that's using worsted weight wool. I used shepherd's wool from Stonehenge Fiber Mill up in East Jordan, Michigan. And yeah, it'll just be two sessions. So while I've been sitting on the couch staring out the window, I have taken breaks to work on a couple of things. And I almost came to you from the laundry room today because, are you ready? It's done. It's not done, but it's done. The knitting is done. So, hallelujah. Oh, I can't reach. Oof. So this is the wrap that I've been working on for, I don't know, a year, maybe. And this is the cast on edge, you know, there. And I did a little bit of, okay, that's the cast on edge, which means this is the boned off edge over here. And I did a little blocking just in the corner to see, so this has been blocked a little bit. So it looks a lot better than, you know, all the bumpy stuff. I don't know if you can see the bumpy stuff. See how it's kind of bumpy? The bumpy stuff. So here I steamed it with a steam iron, so it's nice and flat. But what I'll do is soak it, and I haven't decided for a while because there's been a lot of spit splicing going on. You know, a lot of spit splicing, a shit ton of spit splicing. It's a shit full of spit. It's full of spit. So I'm going to let it soak with some, soak or eucalyptus, I forget which one I have downstairs, for a good long time, and then roll it in some beach towels because it's really long. It's really long. It goes like this. I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm just going to keep doing this. It should be getting different colors here. Yep. There's the end. So, whoo, very, very long. The stated measurement is 100 inches, and it's if it's not 100, it's right around 100. And it's blocking to 30 inches wide, which is what it's supposed to do. And I have all the ends to weave in. So, and I moved my darning needles, apparently. So let me see if I can find them. The answer is no. The answer appears to be no. I can't find them. Oh! Yes, I can find them. There they are. So I need to figure out how I'm going to weave the ends in and then weave in a whole bunch of ends. That's what I need to do. And there's only 4 per square for this, not per little square, thank goodness, but per bigger square. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's just see how many squares there are, shall we? You know, I like to do the math to figure these things out. It's, I think 7 squares wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares wide. 7, help me remember that. Excuse me. And it's 3.5 repeats of 6. So 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's 21 squares long. 21 times 7 wide equals... Yep, it's 294 of those squares times 4. I have a few ends to weave in. It's this number. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see that. It's a lot of numbers. That's a lot of numbers. That's only 4 numbers, but it's, yep. So, I have ends to weave in, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to soak it first and then weave in the ends, or weave in the ends and then soak it. I'm probably going to start weaving in the ends tonight. And then I also, there's a border, and it'll dry pretty quick because I will soak it. That'll take a while. Maybe overnight at some point. And then there's a border, and I started putting the border on, and if you have been here, so this is a Rowan pattern, and Rowan typically does not give much, if any, detail for finishing. They'll say, you know, sew seams, or finish as instructed on page 4, which will say sew seams. And this one actually said how many. It's treble crochet, which is double crochet in in American English, which I caught within my first 7 treble crochets. I'm like, wait, this isn't right. So I switched to double crochets after consulting. I was going to say inserting. That's not the right word. Here goes the drugs. With my friend Edie Ekman, crocheter extraordinaire, and she verified that yes, if it's Rowan, they mean the American crochet terms, not the or they're saying British crochet British crochet terminology. So I anyway did the double crochet instead of the treble crochet, and I did their ratio. They did give me a ratio, which was nice, and it made sense. It was 1 stitch per stitch on the cast on and the bind off, which makes sense, and then 2 stitches per row on the sides, which makes sense, but only if you hit the crochet gauge that they're shooting for. And I didn't, let's just put it that way. So I ended up doing 3 for 4 on the bind off and the cast on, and I probably could have done 2 for, anyway, I was hoping I wouldn't have to figure all that out, and I ended up having to figure it all out. So there were some false starts, but I think, and that's why I went down and steamed the corner yesterday, I think that looks pretty good. It wasn't yesterday, but like when it's wet, I can lay it out more flat. I'm trying to get this edge not to ripple, so I think it's good. I probably could have done 2 for 3, but as I see, it's only blocked like the first little bit here. So as I get to the others, this will all open up, and this will be okay. But so the pattern called for 2 rounds of that in the blue, the darker blue, and I had enough to do 2 rounds of that in the darker blue. And after the first round of the darker blue, I had here, after the first big round all the way around of the darker blue, I had 36 grams left of the darker blue. And then I weighed it after the second round, and I forget what I had because I didn't write it down. But I think it was like 8? No. 12? 10? I forget, but it told me how many, I would weigh it again, but oh, I do have a scale. All right, hang on. Everybody wait. Gotta unhook. I know. Okay, I do have the upstairs scale in addition to the downstairs scale. So if I can rearrange the top a little bit here, make some room. No, I can't. Okay. So I had weighed the blue ball of yarn. I did the first round of border all the way around, and then I weighed the navy blue ball of yarn, and I got 36 grams left. I had 36 grams left. And then I did the second time around, and I have on 0, it doesn't want to 0. Let's try again. Nope. Does it like... Maybe it doesn't like that there's no light. All right, nothing weighs 86 grams, so there we go. 0. But no wonder it's not going to be 0 grams. What's going on? Zero. 10. Okay, so now it weighs 10 grams. So 36 grams before the round, 10 grams after the round, so 26 grams used in the round, right? For the second round. So then the pattern calls for 2 rounds of the green, one of the greens, there were 3. And that's this one. How much do I need? 26. Okay, so I'm going to weigh this, except it's not 0 again. And I have 22. So I can't even do 1 round with the green. Get it? So I was like, okay, so I can't even do 1 round with the green. So I took a picture of... This is so long. Where's the side? Okay, I took a picture and sent it to the person this belongs to. Then I said, oh my gosh. I said, here's what it looks like with just the blue, and I could stop now. And here's what it would look like with just one, like a single crochet instead of a double crochet in the green, and I just have enough to do that, or I could go buy more yarn. And she said, cryptically, she said 2 or 3. 1 was this, choice 2 was this, and choice 3 was go buy more yarn. And she said 2 or 3 as long as we don't have to buy more yarn. So I'm going with 2, which means I just have to finish this round, which is most of the round. And this is what the wrap looks like. So you can see it just, and I don't even think that was 2 rounds of green. I think that was only 1 round of green. But anyway, it'll be close. And I told her I have all the ends to weave in and that I have to block it because, did I tell her I spit all over it? I don't remember if I told her I spit all over it. Sometimes we may not need to know that. And then that's it. That's it. So I think I'll start doing so I almost, of course I thought of it like 5 minutes before signing on here tonight. It's like, I should just take my laptop downstairs and you can help me, soak it and whatever, but no, that's boring and I'm not ready. it's not boring, of course, it's very exciting, but so that's where that is. And she's excited and she knows where I am, and so the stress is gone. Marilyn's telling me maybe change the water if it's cloudy. Yeah, I was eating M&Ms for a lot of that spit splicing, so we will see. 7 times 21 is 147 times 4 is 588. Let's do that. I'm going to do it again. Not that I don't trust you. She's talking me off the ledge. Oh, see, I don't want to, that's a good point, Marilyn. I could try half double crochet. I'd have to take out just one of the narrow ends, but that would be okay, because it might need a little bit more than that, but I just don't want to run out and be almost done. It's 21 times 7 times 4. Okay, thank you, Fran. Yeah. Drug-free, I only have 588 ends to weave in. So, whoa, that's a lot better than twice that, right? It is still a ton of ends. But, I don't have to not that I'm not going to do a good job, but I don't have to be super careful and hide them. I can just kind of zoom them under, because it's under all those floats, Like, I was going to start weaving, like, I could just take, I need to get to where I can see me. It was easier when I used my laptop and could just bend this down, right? It's still backwards, though. Here, there's some here. Okay, so this has to go that way first to get you can't see it, but to get that to be the right, pull on the corner of the yarn, whatever. And then, so I'll go down there, and then I could just go back up and kind of zigzag through these little loopies, or put it underneath these guys. I might just do that. I might just go down and back up through under those things, because it is felted tweed, and it's very grabby, and I don't think I have to try all that hard, is what I'm saying. And then when I steam it, it'll start to grab onto itself too. Half double crochet. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I don't know why. I mean, I don't always do crochet, so my thought was that I was just glad I remembered that it probably wasn't really treble crochet, right? Because that would have used all the yarn. Anyway, so okay. Yeah. So it might be gone by next, whatever the next Monday. Next Monday would be a Monday, in case you were wondering. But yeah, it might be gone out of my house by next Monday. That's the goal. So there's that. I will say that the next project I'm going to pick up is my, I'm going to do the last, like maybe on Christmas Day, do the last, I just have a skein and a half left to do on this. And it's done with 2 ends to weave in, so I might just jump to that and finish it. Totally selfish. And then I have, Clara is in need of something. My son, my baby boy, who's 25 years old, came over for dinner recently. We made the chili that I was going to make the day that he ended up taking me to urgent care instead, so just a week late. And I asked him what he's going to want for Christmas, because I'm a planner, obviously, so I wanted to think ahead. So on Saturday, or was it Sunday? I don't know. Saturday, I think, he came over for dinner, and I said, what do you want for Christmas? And, they don't need anything, my children. And I said, do you have a hat? And he said, yes, I have a hat. And I said, did you lose the one I made you a few years ago yet? He said, nope, I have 2 hats now. And I'm like, oh, hey. And then he said, but I don't have any gloves. So I said, okay. This was 2 days ago. And I said, okay, I'll make you some gloves, but they won't be done before Christmas. So he said, okay. So shopping is done. So here's my son's hand. I had him right away put his hand on, I mean, he lives 2 miles down the road, so I could always go find his hand, but there's his hand. Whoops, that would be a different hand. I will say his fingers are about a ½ inch longer than mine. He has long fingers, but there's his hand. So I'm just going to wrap this. I might, maybe I'll color it in. I don't know. But I thought you might like to help me go into the stash and pick out the yarn. How about that? It's going to be a huge excitement. Ready? So he said black. And I said, could it be like blackish? He said yes. So I pulled out the Black's fingering weight, because I don't know that I have, fingering weight, because it's gloves. So I have 2 skeins of, oh boy, yep, I got my computer glasses on. Shibui sock. I have no idea where I got, Ray's Yarn Boutique. So that's kind of old, because Ray's Yarn Boutique has been gone for quite a while. Oh, that's right. This doesn't focus close up. Huh. Okay. So, blacks. That's what I'm talking about. Like, so it's not just plain black. We get dog hair in it already. So there's that. I also have, I have Malabrigo sock in, black. 1, 2. Whoops. I don't know what this is, so maybe the same. I have a little bit of Plucky Knitter, Plucky Feet in Steel Horse, which might be, nope. Kind of sad about not having, nope, that's not the same as the Malabrigo. I have, this is left over from my Freer Fade, the smaller of the fade shawls from Andrea Mowry in leopard, so blackish. Whoops. My mic cord is getting caught on things. And then this was also from that fade, and it's got some greens in it and browns. That's called Aria, I think. Was it called Aria? No. Something close to that. Aria, just not spelled the way I expected it to be. So there's that. And then I have, oh, you know what? And what I made his hat out of was this and one of those others. I wrote it down somewhere. And then I have this, which is who the heck knows what, but it's fingering weight. And so I could put like little stripes in the cuff or something to keep, and I have this, which is way too light. So I don't know, superwash, there's plenty there. I might just, I'd kind of like to use up and I could put stripes of that. I don't know if that's enough for a pair of gloves. I'll have to weigh mine and then weigh this, but not on that scale I just used. And I could throw this in. I could like do, that should be enough. I mean, that might be too bright. I don't know, but I plan on picking some out and then wrapping those with his picture of his hand that I drew for him. So, okay, that's Christmas sorted out for him. The other son is like, I don't know, here's a DVD. So I'm like, all right. We're going to have dinner together. You are really going through the projects. Well, Diane, I'm glad you think that I'm actually getting through things. There's more. I'm gonna have like a reckoning No, don't end the live video. So I'm kind of reckoning with myself at the end of the year, and I have I have my baby boys going off to college, Afghan, and remember he graduated a couple years ago, and I have his birth sampler also that's not done yet, and he was born over 25 years ago. I think that's exactly right for Shibui spelling. Yeah, it is a nice yarn. It might be softer, and those are like whole hanks, so I might use the ones that are partials. Yeah, I might just use, they're all superwash, Marilyn. I might just start with I think I'll use the partials. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for going through that box with me. I think no matter what I pick, it'll be fine. He'll probably want them to match each other, so I can handle that. Whoops! Oh my God. I need a Bluetooth headset. I wonder if this does that. And what was this one to, do you think? That must have been to the K-Facet wrap. And then the other thing I want to show you, is there anything you want to talk about while I check on the doohickeys, which would be called the comments? I have 2 people signed up for the Starsky sweater already. Yay, so that's a go. And last night, after I taught 3 people at webinar and then went to the grocery store and the cart held me up and then I went and almost fell over at Rite Aid, I decided to just sit on the couch again last night. I have a file to edit, a pattern to edit, which means, and also write 8 of the 9 sizes, that's due tomorrow, which I haven't done yet because I was going to do it, but then I, used some old cuticle cream and then I've been a zombie for a week. So I haven't been doing my editing, but it's due tomorrow. So, but I gave myself permission not to work on it yesterday because I think I overdid. So instead, I took this and I took this, and somewhere those are attached to, oh, here. This. So I started swatching for my Starsky sweater, and it's interesting. I'm liking it, but what's interesting is that it's much more, because it's small right now, it's much more linear and boxy than I expected, and that makes me like it a lot better. Not that I didn't like it, but I am all about lined up boxes. Someday I'll tell you my story about how I got my logo for my business, how it took 6 months, 9 months, but it ended up being boxes stacked on top of each other. So this is making me really happy. But I did that last night. I got in bed. Clara started snoring right away, and I started doing this. And so that's 2 pattern repeats. And then the back looks like this. So I'm excited to... so this is a swatch for my Starsky sweater, which is the most recent sweater design class that I have on the calendar. I believe it starts January 2nd. I'm trying to show you the front and the back, but I keep covering parts of it up. There you go. I think it starts January 2nd. But so I'm just wanting to be a little bit ahead, and in case I need to say, oh, you want to do this. I need to sign up, but I'm signing up. Yeah. I just want to make sure there's no surprises. So like I'm thinking about, do I have to do something on the edge? No, I don't think I do, but I'm making sure of that, while I'm doing this. So, and then I had written down notes. Let me see what I had written down. And then that'll be it. Oops, that's not it. Up here. So I talked about the wrap. Okay. I also, I'm not going to tell you what the answer was, but I also estimated calculated how many rows were in the thing, and I knew that it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to work a row, and so I calculated how many hours just the knitting took and not the weaving in ends or the blocking or the border. And this is why I'll never do anything for hire again. Starsky update. Yup, I just started swatching on the needles the pattern called for, just because, even though if I were trying to hit the pattern gauge, that's not the needles I would start with, because I know me. And we'll talk about all this. If you sign up for the class, we'll talk about this in the class, the first class. Because remember, you don't have to have done anything before the first class. And I decided I would work on about a 6-inch swatch. So in the pattern, I think it's 18 stitches to 4 inches, so that's 9 stitches to 2 inches, so that's 4.5 stitches to 1 inch. And I wanted 6 inches, just making up a number, and 6 times 4.5 equals 27 stitches. And the stitch pattern's a multiple of 3 plus 1, so I did 28. And so this is 28 stitches. And then I just started working the pattern. And I'm liking, I could go down. Normally I would go down. I haven't measured the gauge. I don't even care right now. I'm just going for a fabric that I like. And, but what I'm liking about it, besides the fact that it's a lot more linear, a lot more, like it's more boxy looking than the I don't know if it's because I have the lights and darks switched. That is also very boxy, but she's got the light color on the slip stitches and I have the dark color on the slip stitches, and maybe that's what the difference is, right? So it's looking more framed. Aha! More like a grid, which I like, so the yay. So I like that. That took me by surprise, though, how much more boxy it was looking. And then because this yarn is so frickin' it's a big ball of yarn, but it's also a lot beefier than the sock weight, and it's a thicker, and it's garter stitch base, so it's a thicker fabric, which is good because I didn't want to make a big Starsky sweater and have it be a really drapey fabric. So this is going to be nice. I'm happy. I'm not sure this is the size needles. I'm going to keep going a little bit more. I'm not sure it's the size needle I was going to use, but we'll find out, because that's what the swatching is about at this point. And then I need to look at my notes and see what else I wanted to tell you. See, now I'm going to start scratching. These are both singles. That means that they're not plied yarns. They've just got a single strand with a little twist to it. Oh, this is actually kind of a 2-ply, really. But it's not really twisted plied tightly like a rope, so you could, whoops. You could break that really easily, so I'm not wanting to pull on it very hard. But the fabric's going to be nice and sturdy. This is some nice squish factor. I don't know. And yup. I was thinking about maybe the reason I thought maybe 6 inches for the swatches, I thought about maybe using the swatches as, like, make 2 of them and use them as patch pockets on the outside. I may or may not do that. I don't know. But that's why I started with 6 inches. I mean, there's no reason to use 6 inches, but that's where I went with that. And then I also, on the scarf, and so in the swatch, the slip stitches are right on the edge. And I think I'll do either cast on a few more stitches and keep going, or make a second swatch and see what it looks like if the slip stitches aren't right on the edge, because that's going to be what the front of my sweater is going to be. So I'll swatch both of those edges and see which I like better. But that was fun. That hardly took any time, and it's a 10-stitch repeat, and 2, 4, 6 of them are garter stitch. And then 4 of them are in the slip stitch area. So it's super easy and repetitive. And as soon as you've got a couple rows, you can tell which is the right side and which is the wrong side. And That's about it. I don't know. So I'm happy with my colors. If I had all of them in front of me, I probably would not have picked out these two colors, but part of my goal in life these days is to make fewer choices, and just let things happen. So that's what's happening with these. I picked up, so I got these computer glasses a week or two ago, and at the same time, I was like, I can't see through my sunglasses anymore. So, driving is fun. And so I wanted to order a pair of sunglasses also. And my glasses are super outrageously expensive because I'm blind, basically. Not really, but so I waited till these were paid for, and then I just ordered this morning my sunglasses, and they had a set of frame, and I want them to be a little fun this time. And they had a set of frames that were cool, but they were like a bronzy color, and I just wear silver. I don't, I have silver hair. I don't wear gold and other colors that are in silver or pewter or something. So the frames that they had that were kind of bronzy came in a silvery pewter. So we ordered them, and I went in today, and they're white. They're like white. I was like, that is not silver. But I tried them on, and they're fun, and I went with it. So you'll see me walking around town with white sunglasses on, because I didn't want to have to make I'm like, okay, the universe decided that instead of silver, I'm going to have white. I mean, they're the same color as my hair, so they're like silver, but they're white. They're not metallic. And it was like a brushed bronze, so it was like going to be a brushed silver, which I thought would be really pretty, but no, it's going to be white. So we'll see. But it'll be fun because it'll be really different. I don't know. So I don't really have anything else. I have a meeting in an hour to talk with somebody about a pattern I'm editing, and I hope I can do the math. And then I have the other pattern that's due tomorrow. And that's about it for me. And then I'm working at the shop on Wednesday. It was interesting because, it's close to Christmas. Not that there aren't other gift-giving holidays, but we've said at the shop, I can't stop itching. We've said at the shop before that the closer you get to the end of the year, the bigger the yarn that people are buying so that they can make quick gifts, because they still want to make just one more thing. And so I think there were one or two big thick yarn purchases today. But the people I was helping, I was just there for the first couple hours, but the people I was helping, they all came in, they want to make afghans or hats out of like the JoJo Land Tonic or Tempo that's like tonic. Those are mostly acrylic with some wool, so they're easy care and they're pretty colors, and they'll hold up well. And so I was sold a lot of tonic and Tempo today. So it wasn't like the Christmas rush, it was more like the I need to be warm rush, or my people need hats rush, which was different. And then one gift certificate, and yep, and then I went home. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm less itchy, but itchy. More dopey. Dopey is one of the dwarves. I don't know if itchy is. Itchy and puffy. And thanks for being there today. And I will, hey, yeah, have a nice holiday. Have a nice weekend. And I'll see you next Monday, okay? Okay. Bye.